Hello and welcome back to FlowState. It is election day in the United States, and I believe that Donald Trump was re-elected president. I know that this video is going to be published possibly even in 2025. I don't know. I've been recording these quite regularly every time I go down to record a scripted video, and I wanted to create a library of the FlowState series before increasing the publishing. So as it stands now at the time of this recording, I am publishing once a week on Sunday, and it's going to be like this for a while just because I don't know what the future holds with regards to my ability to record so many. So I'm definitely a few weeks out. And what's interesting is that I've had a mindset for quite a while now that the consumption of media in general is so omnipresent, and very little can be done about blocking out the noise unless you're proactive at it. If you make a conscious decision to take advantage of your time and not allow others to deplete it. And so even today, I woke up normal time around 3:45 a.m. And sure, I could have checked the news, but it's not important to me because it has no effect on me as an individual in the immediate future, meaning that nothing that I can do today, right now, with that knowledge at 3:45 in the morning had any kind of effect on me whatsoever, in terms of positive effect. Now, there is definitely a potential for negative effect depending on who you're voting for and what your where your interests are. So if anything, if I, let's say, was looking to vote for Kamala and then Trump wins, most likely I would be engaging in behavior that is essentially self-destructive, right? You're upset for whatever stupidity because you think it somehow impacts you. Your heart rate would be elevated, and you're already putting yourself in this kind of fight or flight mode. And it's going to be extremely triggering for those people that are not in control of their faculties and are living unconsciously. And so it was inevitable that someone would have told me something throughout the day. And again, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. This channel is not about politics. It's about tapping into your consciousness and elevating the human experience. And I'm using this as a catalyst to get deep into this conversation. It has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with taking charge of your life and not giving up the most precious resource you have, which is time. This is true for all media, but especially the negative news cycle that is so omnipresent globally that it's hard to escape unless you are proactive. So one of the things that I think is very important is turning off all notifications on your phone, and then one by one turning them back on as you realize you need them. So crucial communication, I think, is a very valid use case for turning on, such as messages, WhatsApp, Signal, whatever other communication platform you use. I think that email is not necessary from my perspective. This is an on-demand elective that I choose when I choose, which is once a day in the afternoon. certainly not first thing in the morning. I think you'd have to be an insane person to do that. And I understand that some people have no choice, and I empathize with that, because at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do in your work. But to electively opt into being bombarded with other people's shit first thing in the morning is crazy. That is such a precious time for us to ground ourselves, ceremonialize the process of rising, take action intentionally with crafting what your morning looks like. Of course, starting the day before with setting your priorities, your non-negotiables. For me, I essentially have two non-negotiables: sleep and exercise. So I must be in control of my sleep schedule, and I must be in control of my exercise schedule, my health and wellness routine. And I practice this every day. It doesn't always work. We're human, things happen. Again, leading back to how quickly can we recover, how quickly can we adapt, and not losing sight of the things that are most important, that are in alignment with our values. For me, sleeping is a core value, okay? I cherish my sleep because I want to feel, I'll go and say it, superhuman every day. And it's achievable if you lock it in as part of who you are. I am someone who identifies as getting adequate sleep every day so that I can be at my best the following day. I am someone who identifies as an athlete, a hybrid athlete. It doesn't mean that I'm competing. It just means that I take my shit seriously. I'm a professional sleeper. I don't even know if that's a thing, but you get my point. So now that we're talking about sleep, I think we might as well dive in to my evening routine and my morning routine. I know that these tend to be quite popular, and I'm not doing it for that. This is flow state after all, and one thing leads to the next. So my evening routine starts at 9 p.m. when I essentially put away all electronics. And now I could do better at this next part, but I have the red filter on my phone that I try to turn on close to 9 o'clock as possible before. But my objective is that at 9 o'clock, I turn off the electronics, or I plug them in. I use iPhone, and I plug the phone in as far away from the bed as possible, and I turn it into nightstand mode, and the color is red. So that way, if when I wake up, I am not staring at a super bright screen, and the red is just like the perfect color for me to be able to see clearly at night at whatever time. So that's a very important thing for me, because again, we're preparing ourselves for sleep, this kind of transition into this dream state. And the more you prepare, the better quality sleep will provide. And it comes full circle to the intensity at which I train as well, which is why I'm committed to training every day in some form or another, because it helps me regulate my circadian rhythm, as well as ensures that I'm going to be done at the end of the day. I mean, like fucking done. My brain is like shutting down. Plus, I'm awake at anywhere as early as like 3:45. If I'm waking up naturally, and it's anywhere close to 4, I'm getting out of bed and I attack the day. And I feel fucking amazing. I am super jacked. I'm not hungover. I'm not struggling. to wake up, I am just gently easing out of sleep. And so the evening routine really starts as close to 9 as possible, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. The phone gets plugged in, nightstand turns on, and I go through essentially, I, here a little aside with this because I think it's an important point, and I have taken the approach of ceremonializing as many different things in my life as possible. So I essentially have an evening ceremony, I have a morning ceremony, and I can also assign this to health and wellness and my practice around it. There's certain things that I do, basically with my eyes closed every time I'm training because it elevates the experience that I'm about to embark on. So at night, you do your bathroom, teeth brushing. I try also to limit the amount of water that I have ingested. I really want to stop as much as I can, because I believe, and I have tested this on myself, that if I'm basically able to be entering sleep in a fasted state, I will sleep much more profoundly, deep, and I won't wake up because my body is not digesting food. I don't have to go to the bathroom and so forth. So I hydrate adequately during the day, and I stop drinking water after my last meal, which I try to do around, well, I don't know, it kind of changes a little bit, but anywhere from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Obviously 8 p.m. is really on an extreme side with the objective of trying to be sleeping fasted. So that's not going to be possible in that time frame. You need at least 3 hours, of digestion. 4, 5 is ideal. And it allows your body just to be able to do its thing. Your body is resting, recovering, repairing itself while you're sleeping. This is the most optimal time. This is when your body is getting to work. And it cannot do that until it's finished processing all of the food that you just finished eating. So although stuffing your fucking face full of food right before going to bed may feel good because you're like, the belly is so full and it's like, so good. But I can tell you it's going to take a lot longer for you to start the cleaning process than if you're finished eating at least like an hour or 2 hours. More time is better. And the same thing goes for water too. I don't want to be drinking a ton of water right before bed because you know what? You're going to have to get up, pee, that disturbs your sleep, that interrupts the cycle of cleansing and cleaning. And so I try not to do that. The following morning, I wake up naturally. I think that this is also instrumental in promoting clear mental health, your body syncing up, the circadian rhythm, getting light first thing in the morning. I should also mention evening light, sunset light. I really try to hit sunrise and sunset light. I think it's so important to keep everything on point. And so I guess if you think about it, the first part of the kind of winter routine is starting at sunset, and now it's like at 6:30 around here. So obviously this changes when the days get longer in the summertime, and it's all about adaptability at that point. And if you are in practice, then it's not an issue. If you are not in practice, then it becomes an issue. And what I mean by practice is unwavering commitment to your values and your priorities in life. And again, the sun goes down at 10 p.m. in the summer, but I'm already in bed and blackout curtains, and I'm up doing the thing of my normal routine. So, the morning is a fantastic opportunity to ground yourself, quiet, disconnect. It is really the free time, my solo time that I have for myself, my thoughts, and I have a very specific routine that I'm engaged in, and I cannot get enough of it. If I could just encapsulate the feeling of the morning and sell it as a pill, I guarantee you it would be flying off the shelves like hotcakes. I've never actually had a hotcake. I don't even know what that is. It's just an expression, I guess. So if you know what a hotcake is, please drop it in the comments. So I rise anywhere between 4 a.m. or just before 4 to around 6 a.m. just really depending on how much recovery my body needs, how aggressive my training has been. It compounds over time. So if you're going to the gym every day and you're hitting it, relatively hard, you can't max out every day. That's just physically impossible. And if you think you are, you're not, because there's just no physical capacity for you to actually push to 100%. I mean, like the real 100%, not like, I think it's 100, but really it's not. And so that has a pretty substantial swing, but lately I've been training at the gym 3 days a week, doing body weight on the other days, and then other stuff as well, plus coming down here, and it takes a good amount of energy to do that. So for me, recovery is a big part of it, and allowing my body to process in the time that it needs is also part of it. So again, I've designed my life not to have an alarm, and not that waking up early is an issue if you go to bed on time. That's another thing to take into consideration. So I wake up, first thing I do is have a glass of water. The water is as high quality as I can get my hands on, so spring water is ideal. And then I structure the water. I use an analemma wand, which I'm a huge fan of. I think it's a phenomenal product, very easy, travel friendly. You can find the link in the description if you're interested. And then I start with my, go to the bathroom, whatever. But then I start with my coffee preparation. And this has evolved over time, but at the moment, it's coconut oil, cacao, butter, sea salt, coffee, and cinnamon. So I mix that up, and it takes a minute or so. But what I have going on in the background is pre-selected podcasts, audiobooks, seminars, feeding into the soul. It's not stuff that is detracting from elevating my experience. It's all about enriching my soul, my mind, my spirit. Some of the knowledge that I'm dropping to you guys captures in the morning, and I resonate on it. I meditate on it all day because I think it sets the tone for the day. If you wake up, you have your coffee or whatever it is, tea, or you abstain from caffeine, whatever it is, and you get right into emails and you're dealing with other people's shit, I mean, that is toxic. It's going to affect you for the entire day. It's going to set the tone, and that is not what we want. We want to be in control of our life. We don't want it to be something that happens to us. We want to take charge of our intention and the things we do. So I have taken this approach about ceremonializing everything in my life as much as possible, being grateful for the experience of quiet and structure. I have everything set up the night before so that I slide into my ceremony in the morning without any resistance, because I've reset the space for success, for my spawn point in the morning the night before. That is vital to having a seamless transition from the bed to where I am outside in this outdoor living space. So I capitalize on the fact that everybody's asleep, and I have about an hour of self-development work that I do, and then I get right to work. And I will work until I'm ready to either train at home, or if I go to the gym, that could also be anywhere from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I try not to make it too much longer because it's about 2 hours, the whole process. You drive there 20 minutes, 20-minute cardio, an hour training, 20 minutes sauna, then you go in the pool. It adds up, but it's an important investment in my mental well-being, my physical well-being. It's what propels me through the day. It's the foundation that I have created for myself to be able to maximize my day and to come full circle in the evening to be able to rest and recover and have a profound, deep sleep so that I can do it all over the next day, because I fucking love it. It feels amazing. And that's the point. Taking control over the things that are in your control to propel you forward in alignment with your values, heading towards your goals, living into your future you, is what it's all about. I'm on location. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. If you're feeling stuck or ready to take things to the next level, I have something that could make all the difference. It's called the 10 Steps to Everyday Action. This isn't just another download or checklist. It's a 91-day journey packed with high-impact emails, each carefully designed to guide you through building a balanced, purpose-driven life. Each email focuses on something different, like defining core values, building resilience, and mastering time management. And it's all designed to fit into your everyday life. Imagine 91 days of intentional growth delivered right to your inbox. With each step, you'll get exercises and tools to help you find clarity, set meaningful goals, and develop the habits that truly support you. This is all about real progress without the fluff. If you're ready to create lasting change, download the 10 Steps to Everyday Action using the link in my bio, or drop a comment below and I will send it to you. Take the first step now. All right, we're back. Check this on. Okay, good. We're recording. I hope you enjoyed the 10 Steps to Everyday Action promo. I encourage you to drop your email, follow the link, drop your email, and get in on it. I know that this particular tool has definitely helped me reaffirm my whole process, and I use it regularly because it helps me check in with myself and consistently proving to me that I'm on the right path, reaffirming all of my core values and beliefs and everything being in alignment. Ooh, a little wobbly going up here. So we were talking about my morning routine and ceremonializing various aspects of your life. Another concept is the idea of romanticizing your life, thinking about how you can bring forward how you can bring forward more meaning through taking action by just creating how you want to live your life, how you see yourself living into your life. Just like reframing your past as a tool to empower you moving forward. I think this idea of creating ceremonies, and again, a ceremony doesn't have to be all formal. A ceremony could be anything you want it to be, as long as it's done with intention. I mean, that's really the goal, is to do everything with intention. Never react, always respond. Creating what you want. One of the things that I do as part of my evening routine is I set up my morning. I take action at night to be able to create my morning the way I want it to. It means my laptop is charged. I know exactly where it is. My phone is plugged in. All of my coffee accoutrement is set up just the way I like it, so that when I get down to this outdoor kitchen, kind of living room space, it's ready to receive me, my energy and my intention, so that I can flow without having to put too much thought into it. Of course, I'm conscious and intentional with my actions, but I don't have to fuck around and set everything up. I'm living into something that I've created for myself the day before. Whew. Sunset's gorgeous today. This way. It's pretty wild. You're really just kind of going straight up a mountain, and there aren't there's, let's say, multiple paths. I mean, you're just kind of choosing a line and committing. I mean, now I'm on a path, but that section there is my favorite, and it's a little bit wild. One of the things that I am focused on is resetting spaces after I'm finished using them. The purpose of this is to keep an open invitation for myself and other people for those spaces, as opposed to entering a space and it being a total fucking disaster. Like everything in life worth doing, it's work. Personal development, committing to your higher purpose, living into that, hitting the gym, whatever. It all takes effort, and that work translates to great things. Yes, there is delayed gratification, which I believe is trusting in the process and not the outcome, meaning that part of any well thought out process will yield a great outcome, or at least that's the intention. Oh man, feeling a little low energy. I also did two scripted videos today. One of them is on the idea of a reverse bucket list. And then the other one is on restructuring your to-do list to break down those pain points to be able to empower you to get the shit done. I'd like to take this opportunity now to talk about stress and how we can reframe stress to our advantage. We can use it for fuel as opposed to being something that we're limited by. If we look at what the physiology of stress and what the implications are, generally we have elevated heart rate, maybe feeling a little uneasy, or you have a little other kind of nerves going through you. Maybe for some, it becomes paralyzing, and it limits your ability to proceed. Well, I propose flipping the script on it and using it as fuel for you to catapult onto to execute the thing that's in front of you. Whatever it is, right? Always taking action, intentional action, in alignment with our values and goals. Stress is a natural part of the human existence. You have a choice when it comes to stress. Are you going to let it destroy your life? Or are you going to use it to empower your life? Just like any other situation that you're presented with. Using it as a tool for you to capitalize on. You can start by reframing the words you choose when describing the feelings, the byproduct of what used to be labeled as stress. I'll give you an example. Oh man, I have so much to do. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Right? So that's like a pretty generic thing that I think a lot of people can relate to, right? I'm feeling overwhelmed. I have so much shit to do. How about we just reframe that to, I'm so excited to do all of this important work so I can achieve my goals and progress towards my long-term vision of myself. Taking an opportunity that was once labeled negative and turning it into positive. Or like, oh, I'm so excited to be doing this. Just simply saying that. Even if it's generally tasks that you're uncomfortable with for whatever reason, maybe you have limiting beliefs about yourself, programming, maybe you don't have enough money to pay for a bill because you were irresponsible in your spending last month, whatever the case may be. Use it as an opportunity to learn from, deepen the relationship with yourself, reframe those moments as sources of empowerment. And if it's a negative, like I spent too much money, well then use it as a stepping stone to re-examine the habits that led to you spending too much money the month before. Or maybe it's a situation that has metastasized into something that is essentially out of control, like mounting credit card debt, where there's like an underlying addiction or a pattern that you somehow can't get out of, that too can be a source of empowerment, a stepping stone to propel you moving forward into recalibrating the things that led you down that path. There's no magic pill or hack, bullshit, whatever the fuck. You need to commit to yourself that you want to live in to a new version of you, a future you, starting in the now, not in any other context. The work you put in is required. There's no getting around it. There's no like Ozempic, lose 400 pounds. Look at me in a little lipo. That's bullshit. That is a cop-out to life. That is more unconscious behavior without any real accountability or responsibility for the past actions that you've taken. You need to own every aspect of your life. Extreme ownership. I believe that's Jocko Willink's. I resonate deeply with that idea because it's a tool of empowerment. Oh, Tiga is off the leash. Tiga, let's get you back on the leash. Oh, look at Tay Day. Wow. You're, hey, hold on. Okay. He's panting too. Oh. I feel like this is honestly the hard part here. Going up this crazy hill. Might take it easy today. If you dropped in with me a few times, just like anything, you go with the flow. Some days are full power, medium, or empty. Today, I feel particularly calm. So, some key things we can focus on. Number one, establishing a sleep routine or a pre-sleep routine, evening routine, whatever you want to call it. You ceremonialize that process. You do it with extreme intention and presence. I mean, really focus. Ground yourself. Take off your shoes, your socks. Feel the floor. Take a few conscious breaths. Recenter yourself before preparing the environment for success tomorrow, right? Creating your spawn point, the area in which you're spawning into. When you wake up in the morning, it's like, look at it this way. It's like a gift to your future self, right? Think about it that way. That's a really easy way to think about it. Oh, man. Definitely feeling that today. So, start by ceremonializing various routines in your life, right? You're elevating that experience, elevating the human experience by projecting intention, visualizing what will happen in the future so you can live into it. It's one of the most beautiful and grounding experiences. Start with your evening routine and transfer that over to your morning routine. Now, I get it. If you have family, you have kids, you have work, all the things that make up our life, it's not always so easy. But that too is a mental construct that we can shatter by simply defining our values, establishing our goals, and then living into them, right? Like we discussed earlier. We've all had shit nights of sleep. We've all had amazing nights of sleep. There's nothing better than waking up after an incredible night's sleep. You feel energized, well rested. Your brain feels different. It's like firing on all cylinders. You're connected. Everything comes naturally to you. Take that and apply it to every day, every week without fail. You can start by deciding, let me rephrase that. As you can tell, my brain is slowly shutting down here. You can choose intention with your actions, living into going to bed at whatever time you choose. Let's say we'll just use the time I start, 9 o'clock, and I want to be asleep by 10. And then I wake up naturally. What happens at night anyways? It's all downhill, right? It's like you're primed in the morning, carry on your day. You know, getting your nutrition dialed in is so vital to this process as well. Whether you cook or not, there's an opportunity. Come on, Tia. Smelling stuff. There's an opportunity for you to level up, create a new floor for yourself. And you're looking for those 1, 2, 3, 4% gains. And those compounding over time, that's real change. You can literally see the future. You can manifest it into reality by taking action in the present moment. It may be difficult to go to bed at 10 because that means you have to start at 9. I'm not here to tell you what to do. This is your life, your choice. I'm here to be in service to you, to elevate the human experience by instilling best practices to get you there. That's the key, is practice, 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 just like anything. It didn't happen overnight for me. It's just like if you're gonna start to try intermittent fasting, you're not gonna go from like eating 4 meals a day to then all of a sudden just eating 1 meal a day. That's absurd, right? You slowly over time build up, change your whole internal function of how your body processes food when you're eating over periods of time, not just overnight. Slow and steady wins the race to life, but consistency is key. On that note, I've arrived home on another edition of Flow State. I love you all. Check out the 10 steps to everyday action. Peace. See you next time.